Hello everyone, I decided to make a video about HyperOS 2 because some people have asked me about it. Some of them were curious to see how this Android skin looks on the more expensive phone, so I will be talking about it using the Xiaomi 15 Ultra as an example. I will share what I like, what I don't like, and I will try to tell you about the useful features. I think it's worth mentioning at the start that my phone version is a European one, not Chinese version. I think we should start with personalization. We have the several options. We have to go to personalization, and now we have customization, the lock screen, changing the wallpaper, like here. It was a lot of themes, but the lock screen themes, and now we can choose one of them. We can take, for example, here, and now we can change the wallpaper effects like this. We can change the font and the color, the depth we can also change, and here we can use something like static or dynamic wallpaper. And now we have to wait. Okay, and now we have the dynamic, apply. Okay, and now we see is a very beautiful. The lock screen. And now we go to, again, personalization, and there is always on display. Now is custom. Okay, with depth effect we can't change it, so we go to, again, personalization, and we can take, for example, this, apply. And now you can see we can choose the older version of always on display, but we can choose same as lock screen. Okay. And one nice thing in this personalization options in lock screen, we can also use, because there is a wallpaper, yes, we can also use a vertically recorded video for the wallpaper. Okay, now go to videos, and here I have a simple movie. Now we can adjust. It could be like that. Continue, and you see my video is on my wallpaper. Okay, apply to both here, and even always on display. Now, of course, we have the another fonts, notifications effect. We can change it because current always on display theme doesn't support, so we have to change the always on display if you want to use it. Fingerprint effect, AI dynamic wallpapers, and there we can generate our wallpaper based on our photo. But remember, these dynamic wallpapers take 2-3 minutes to generate, so you have to be patient. Now I have my AI wallpaper generated. We can apply and check how this looks like. Set to both, and you can see this is my picture, my church near my house. You can see that. And another thing is the icons, because in the personalizations options here we only can change the icon size and the background color, but we can't change the shape. And here there is something like themes, but you need to log into a Xiaomi account to have access to that. And here we have wallpapers, themes, and font. You can see themes, wallpaper, right on, font, But when it comes to icons, unfortunately in the global version there are not many options. In the Chinese version there are more because a friend showed me a screenshot. Now I have only two possibilities, but I prefer the first because here icons are strange. One icon is rounded, the another one is square, so it not looks for me very nice. So I prefer this first set. And another thing, you can group icons by color on the home screen settings, and here you can see, here I have red icons, yellow, green, and we have to go to settings, more, home screen, and here we have group icons by color. Okay, another cool feature is the gestures. You can enable the camera or flashlight by double-clicking the power button, like here. You can take a screenshot by swiping down with 3 fingers, like here. And what I really like is the partial screenshot. You have to press and hold the screen with 3 fingers, and then you can capture part of the screen. You can even draw any shape around the area you want to capture, like okay, save, go to gallery, and we have it. Another great feature is app locking. You can lock apps that you don't want others to access, like WhatsApp, browser, or for example Facebook. You can secure them with the fingerprint or facial recognition. Here, app lock, turn on. Okay, we have to draw the pattern. Log to Xiaomi account, and then use app lock. And here we have apps. There will be a secure. Okay, I don't want to turn on every apps. We can check it in YouTube. Okay, and now you see I have to unlock the app with my fingerprint. Okay, another thing, the control center in HyperOS looks similar to iOS, and unfortunately I couldn't find the option to change it to the classic Android style, where you get notifications and control center together by swiping down with 1 finger. And here, this control center looks really nice, and in this control center we can press on options to enter additional setting, like for example screen brightness and sound settings, like here auto brightness, dark mode, reading mode, and here the sound silent mode. That is a nice feature. In battery section we have several cool options. We go to battery and we have now something like current mode, performance, balance, battery saver, ultra battery saver, where we have only basic functionality like calls, SMS and connections to the network. It of course depends what we need. And then we have something like charging options, like wired charging, wireless. And here by default the wired charging mode is standard. If you want to increase your charging speed, you have to change it to top speed. And now we have something like battery protection, and here we can set it to charge up to 80%. Is the function that some people ask, so there is here. We have the battery health, the cycles, and even the first use. What annoys me is the lack of the screen on time section. To check the actual screen on time, we have to use third-party apps like, for example, Accu Battery, because here you have only the battery usage from the beginning, from the last charging. Another nice up is the security, and here you can do a complete cleanup. You have cleaner here. You can clearing cache to scanning the security of your apps. Is a very nice app, and I use it very often. Okay, another great feature is floating windows. We can freely adjust the split screen or floating windows. When we split screen, we can check it. Here, split. We can take the gallery. We can choose whether an app appears on the top or bottom. Here we have 3 dots. We can change it, or we can... why I can't? Here we can change the size, the position. And now about ads. People often ask about them, even under my videos about the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. The key thing to remember is the option to display ads appears when you first set up the phone. If you go through the setup quickly and check all options, you might miss it. I turned it off immediately so I don't have ads in the system, but if you missed it, ads might pop up. However, I can give you 3 places when you can turn them off. The first thing is we go to security and privacy. Here, privacy controls, ads, and here everything should be off. There's the first place. The another thing is we go to fingerprints, face data and screen lock, authorization and revocation, and here we have to uncheck MSA. MSA is an advertising system integrated into the user interface of Xiaomi Skin. And here I also deselected the feedback for safety. Another thing is apps, 3 dots, other settings, and here is something like system app settings, and here we have the all settings up. We go to, for example, Mi browser, advanced, and here we have show ads. The same music, show ads. We have to uncheck these options. And now the AI features. I talked about this in my video about the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, but I will repeat it again. So first, we have something like subtitles generations. For example, when we watch a movie on YouTube, like this, we can generate subtitles. Here. Now we need to change it. Now is subtitles from Polish to English. There is also something like live translations, which work in conversation as well as during phone calls. I tested it with my husband. For example, if someone speaks to you in English and you don't know this language, you can turn on translations from English to, for example, Polish. The person speaks to you in English and you get the translation in Polish. You respond in Polish and the person hears the translated response in English with a delay. You can see it for yourself in action.
Rozmowa jest tłumaczona.
Hello Kamil, can we check the new AI translator live in Xiaomi 15 Ultra?
Witaj Kamil. Czy możemy sprawdzić nowy tłumacz AI na żywo w Xiaomi 15 Ultra?
Tak, możemy sprawdzić.
Yes, we can check.
Okay, I will speak in English and you should get the translation in Polish, probably with a delay.
Ok, będę mówił po angielsku, a wy powinniście dostać tłumaczenie po polsku, pewnie z opóźnieniem.
Tak, zgadza się, twoje tłumaczenie jest poprawne.
Yes, that's right. I feel the translation is correct.
But tell me how it looks like from your side.
Ale powiedz mi, jak to wygląda z twojej strony.
Można ciebie zrozumieć, niestety rozmowa jest nieco powolna, bo muszę czekać, aż translator mnie przetłumaczy tobie i odwrotnie.
You can understand, unfortunately, the conversation is a bit slow, because I have to wait for the translator to explain it to you and vice versa.
So it works, but we have to speak clearly and wait for the AI to translate all the text.
Więc to działa, ale musimy mówić wyraźnie i czekać, aż oko przetłumaczy cały tekst.
Dokładnie tak jest. Bardzo dziękuję ci za rozmowę. Życzę sukcesu.
Exactly. Yes, thank you very much for the interview. I wish you success.
Okay, thank you, bye.
Okej. Dziękuję.
The another cool options is the recorder app, which generates a transcript while recording audio. Then you can send the transcript to Notes and freely edit it with AI. We have AI-based summarizations, corrections, or even reworking to text to make it more professional and casual. But we can see how it works. Stop. Okay. Now we can save to Notes. AI, and we have summary. Okay, I think the text is too short, but we can also change it to, for example, professional. It's a very cool option, but it works better if we have a longer text. And of course, we have Google Gemini, we have Circle to Search, and of course, we have AI feature in Gallery, such an image enhancement, expanding, magic eraser, removing reflections, or changing the sky. We can, of course, try to remove that whole thing. Start. Okay, it works. And now regarding the camera, we can quickly access to the another feature by simply swiping up or down. It's a nice option, especially since this phone is pretty big, so using it with one hand it isn't easy. So this is helpful. And for gamers, we can go to Call of Duty. We have something like turbo mode, game turbo. There is very similar to the mode that we have in OnePlus 13, and here we can change performance settings, quickly turn on do not disturb mode, or even set a timer. Also a cool feature. And two annoying things in HyperOS: the back gesture doesn't work when you swipe from 3/4 on the screen height. We can check it. Here it works, here it works, and here doesn't work. When I take my Vivo, it could be this. If I try to doing this, it works. It's pretty annoying. And another thing, if we go to About Phone, and here there is our current system version. And when we go there, here is information, no updates available. But if someone miss it, here is 3 dots. We always check it, the new update version like that. And here we have something like download latest package. And if you click it, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra downloads the version we already have. If there is no new updates, it's kind of funny for me because it downloads the same version that we now have in our phone. So it's stupid. So I don't know why is that, but my friend has the same situation as he's in his Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And that's about it for what I wanted to say about HyperOS. It's hard for me to compare it to the previous skin versions on Xiaomi phones because I haven't had any other Xiaomi phones for a while. Solutions related to ads, although they can be turned off, leave a mixed impressions. On the other hand, the animations are very nice and smooth, and there are a lot of personalization options. From what my friend who owns the Chinese version of the 15 Ultra said, there are even more personalization options from the Xiaomi store in the Chinese version. Xiaomi is trying, and this skin can really be appreciated considering the possibilities. Thank you very much for this video. I hope you found this video helpful, and we will see probably in the next videos. Bye!